Nationwide effort is underway urging women to increase their intake of foods containing folate. Now, guess what? Orange juice provides 75 to 109 micrograms of folic acid per cup. It's the leading source of this nutrient in the American diet, and Florida's growers produce the best juicing oranges. Drink it and love it.
If you're not angry about auto theft, you ought to be. In this country, a car is stolen every 19 seconds. And when a car is stolen, it costs everybody money. It's time to say enough. It's time to protect your auto from theft with the Club. The Club's tough, tempered steel and high visibility make it a proven deterrent against auto theft. The Club is affordable, easy to use, and it's available everywhere. It's time to get angry about auto theft. It's time to get the Club.
Well, little lady, that's the beauty of an automobile you're looking at.
Thanks, but I'm just looking...
Now, darling, I can make you a great deal. Why don't you just hop in and see how you like it?
No, thanks.
But it's perfect for you. It's loaded, tires, brakes, seats, all the extras. Let's take it out for a test drive so you can fall in love with it. And you know we got a great sale going on today only.
Really?
Of course, you probably already heard about a Fuzzy Dice giveaway. Everybody's been talking about it. You won't find a deal like that just anywhere.
I don't want your sale or your dice. I just want to look. Will you just stop hassling me?
Well, baby, hassle's my middle name. If you want that no-hassle stuff, you'll have to go over to Courtesy Buick.
Where?
Courtesy Buick on Highway 75 pass over to Goldsboro. They have no-hassle buying in all kinds of Buicks and GMCs.
Thanks. I'm out of here.
Courtesy Buick GMC really does have what you're looking for. No hassle buying. No hassles, no haggling. Just the best bottom line price marked up front on every Buick, GMC, and Honda on the lot. It's a better, easier way of buying a car, one that you'll love, only at Courtesy Buick GMC in Goldsboro.
Still don't understand why the Fuzzy Dice didn't get her.
A.T. Farrell & Son of Mount Olive is offering a sweet deal. Just buy a Train XL 1100 package gas electric system before May 31st and you'll receive up to $150 in quick savings rebates on the spot. The XL 1100 comes with a legendary Climate Hub compressor and an exclusive manufacturer's 10-year limited warranty on the compressor and coil. It's hard to stop a train and hard to beat a rebate from E.T. Farrell & Son of Mount Olive. Call 658-2971.
AIM Electronics, 411 East Ash Street, Goldsboro, has the scanner for you. They carry a full line of Unit and Bearcat scanners, including base stations, home units, mobile units, and handheld units, too. AIM Electronics and Unit and Bearcat have the right idea. Also, get a free frequency list with any purchase of a scanner. Stop in today for a free demo on any model at AIM Electronics, 411 East Ash Street, Goldsboro, your scanner headquarters.
Saying more in 5 seconds than most hosts say in an entire show. Rush Limbaugh serving humanity on the EIB Network. 1-800-282-2882 to Falls Church, Virginia. This is Phyllis. Hello, welcome.
Hello, Rush.
How are you?
I'm great. It's my pleasure to talk to you.
Thanks for calling.
I just want you to know that I care, and I care more than I know how to express today about this Whitewater mess and about the Clintons being in the White House. And the reason that I care is because I care about the truth. And I have been calling all the congressmen this afternoon since I happen to live close to the White House here in Northern Virginia, and I have been letting them know that I care. And I have been asking each and every one of them, are they supporting congressional hearings or not? And if not, why not? And I've also been informing them that, as most Americans, I have relatives and friends all across the United States, in Missouri, in Massachusetts, in California, and a lot of other places, and that we're all talking to each other, and that we're not going to vote for any people who don't stand up for the truth.
Let me ask you a question about this concern for the truth.
Yes.
Mickey Kaus, writing in the New Republic about 2 or 3 issues ago, said that why is it necessary that we trust our president? He said, in fact, it may be better that we don't, because with a president that knows he's not trusted, he'll work all that much harder to get our trust. Do you think it matters whether or not we trust the president?
Yes, I do, Rush. I think it matters whether or not we trust the president. I think it matters whether he knows the truth. I had to live through the 60s with these people, and I don't want to live through the 90s with these people. I happen to live not Falls Church isn't very far from Mount Vernon, and there we have the home of a president who was truthful, who was a godly and strong and mighty man, our first president, George Washington.
Mm-hmm.
And truth mattered to George Washington. He established our country.
And truth still matters here. The EIB Network. What we do here is a daily, relentless pursuit of the truth. Thanks, Phyllis. We'll be back with more after this.
Do you know there are only 44 sounds in the English language? 44. And when you learn these 44 sounds called phonics, you can read and spell almost everything. That's why Hooked on Phonics is so successful. We've set these 44 sounds to music, making learning to read simple and fun. So get hooked on phonics and take the mystery out of learning to read. Call 1-800-ABCDEFG.
This is WGBR News, Goldsboro's very own.
This is Wayne Alley. Senator John Carr says Wayne County still stands to get from $3 to $4 million in new prison construction funds from the special crime session of the General Assembly, even though efforts are being made elsewhere to get some of the DWI dark beds planned for Wayne County. The $1.4 million to renovate the A building and the old administrative building at the old vocational rehabilitation complex to expand the DWI DART program from 120 beds to 400 beds is in both the House and Senate budgets. Senator John Carr says that's 100% certain. But he says there's an effort in another part of the state to get some of the 208 beds that would double the felony DART and follow-through program planned for Wayne Correctional Center.
But I feel confident that we will get at least 100 new beds at Wayne, and hopefully the 208, and that would be a sizable new construction to build 208 beds. I would say that would be in the range of $3 or $4 million, and totally we ought to be looking at least from 80 to 90 jobs, which is good for the community.
Senator John Carr. The Wayne County Minority Political Action Committee asked Wayne County School Superintendent-elect Ray Brayboy if he would review and consider implementation of the Student Suspension Program of Tennessee Public Schools. The Tennessee program assigns teaching-level personnel as school suspension coordinators to work with suspended students and their parents in the homes of the students.
I think any program in terms of keeping our children in school, on task, will get a fair hearing as far as the superintendent is concerned. Obviously, I'd like to get my hands on the program per se before I get more specific about that. But for every dollar we invest now will pay many, many dividends down the road in terms of keeping people off of welfare and incarcerated. So if this is one way to enhance that, let me get my hands on that program, let me read it, and let's see what we can do to help move it forward.
Dr. Ray Brayboy. The Neuse and Little Rivers at Goldsboro are still above flood stage, but falling. At last report over the weekend, the Neuse River was at 18 feet or 4 feet above flood stage. The National Weather Service says a river flood warning remains in effect for the Neuse River from Goldsboro to Kinston. The Neuse River at Goldsboro is expected to remain at flood stage through midweek. It will remain at flood stage at Kinston through late this week. I'm Wayne Alley.
Clouds and showers that moved in briefly overnight made a hasty exit, and we've got a rather pleasant afternoon and evening in store. Our forecast for this afternoon, more sunshine than clouds. It'll be a little on the breezy side, highs today reaching 60 to 65 degrees. Then tonight will be turning partly cloudy. Lows should drop to around 40 to 44 degrees. Then on Tuesday, partly cloudy again. It will be windy and warmer tomorrow, highs reaching 72 to 76. I'm Mike Moss at the Weather Center.
City via SATCOM C5 in geosynchronous orbit 22,300 miles above mean sea level. Transponder 23 vertically polarized using CDAT, the spectrum-efficient digital audio transmission algorithm, channel 54. This is the Rush Limbaugh Program.
The only information superhighway you will ever need, Rush Limbaugh. This is the turnpike of truth. No left turns. The president granted an interview to Knight Ridder newspapers. He was asked about events surrounding the Whitewater incident. He said this, quote, "I've never been in an environment in my life when you are accused and you are guilty until you prove that you are innocent." That is the totality of the legal environment today. Ever heard of Clarence Thomas, Mr. President? How about anybody accused of sexual harassment or child molestation? I mean, you're automatically presumed to be guilty. You have to prove your innocence. Hummerock, Massachusetts. Liz, hello. Welcome to the EIB Network.
Wow, I really got through to you.
Yes, you did.
Listen, Rush, I'll tell you one thing. I saw you on television around November, and you were hopping up and down, and when anybody feels that intense about a subject, I've got to like them.
Thank you very much. I do get passionate, and you can't keep me in a chair when I get going.
No, you can't. Listen, Rush, you wanted to know people that don't care about whitewater. I don't care about it right now. I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I'll tell you why. Right now, the Congress are voting on the balanced budget amendment. That will bankrupt our country. That is absolutely an insane proposition. That's why I don't care about it right now. I would like to see have everybody call their congressman and say, "Hey, vote against it."
Well, but it was defeated in the Senate.
The Senate, but not the Congress.
Well.
Yeah, they can always come back with something.
Well, but all right.
And say, hey, let's redo it again. That's why that's one reason. Second reason, I voted for Bush. I voted for Clinton. I did not vote for Bush because he was not addressing the health care problem. I've been a nurse since 1960. That tells you how old I am. And I'll tell you, I worked for Kaiser. That's the granddaddy of all HMOs. And when it works, when you have an HMO that works, it works well, and you have good health care. I don't work for Kaiser now. I haven't worked for them for 10 years. But I have been through the gamut of Medicare and Medicaid and health and all kinds of things because of a car accident. And I'm telling you, there's nothing out there.
All right.
You get really bad
This is
healthcare.
precisely my point. This is precisely my point. I'm going to give you some stats about health care. And I want you to tell me if you knew this.
Okay.
President Clinton's Health Security Act, which is called H.R. 3600 in the Senate, it's Senate Bill 1757, will require nearly 100,000 new federal, state, and health alliance employees, at least 818 new mandates, and at least 59 new offices will be required by the Health Care Act at the federal, state, and health alliance level. The new requirements are expected to generate almost 3,000 additional pages of regulations. That's more than 10 times the paperwork that was required to implement Medicaid. The annual salaries of these 98,146 new personnel will require a total of $3.9 billion in new state, federal, and health alliance spending. Now, my question is, did you know any of that?
I knew that. And
No.
I'm not. Wait.
How did you know it?
I know some of this because I get literature from different places. But listen, let me tell you something. I am not for these health alliances. Actually, I would like to see all doctors in the plan. All doctors.
Wait. This is not my fault. I don't want.
I'm not saying I am for Clinton's health care plan. I am saying we need health care reform. Believe me, I have worked not only...
Liz, hang on. This goes to my whole point that I just addressed in the previous half hour. His health care plan is the one that's being debated. His health care plan is the one that's moving through 3 congressional committees in secret. His health care plan is the one that most people are going to try to get passed. His health care plan is full of stuff that people don't even know. It's full of things that's going to harm freedom. It's going to harm individuals. It's going to raise costs. It's going to do a bunch of things. And the reason that we know this is because people have deigned to read all of the pages. Now, the reason why you ought to care about Whitewater is because it goes to the integrity and the credibility of the people who are trying to solve the one issue you think is most pressing in this country. And if their presentation of their solution and of their plan is less than straightforward and less than honest, wouldn't you want to know that? Don't you require more than just the fact that they care?
I think we need to take one issue at a time. And they are debating the Cooper and the McDermott and the other one, and I can't think of the other one offhand. They are debating all of those. I don't believe that Clinton's plan is going to go through the way he proposed it. One of the things we need
I don't either.
is cost containment.
I don't either.
And you don't believe in that.
No, I do. That's the one thing I do believe in is cost containment. I just believe that the way you do cost containment is with competition in the private sector, not with the government trying to do it. That has never, ever worked. When the government gets into cost containment, grab your back pocket. But we're getting we're getting off the beaten path here as to you don't care about Whitewater, and I'm trying to tell you that the reason you ought to care about it is because the issue you do care most about is being presented to the people in this country fraudulently and with deception. And if there is a track record, if there is a history of that with the chief sponsors of this bill, wouldn't you want to know it? Wouldn't you want to know whether or not you can trust their good intentions and their compassion and all their caring?
When we had our Republican presidents in there, we got duped anyway. It doesn't matter who's in there. It doesn't matter. It's the Congress. It's the senators. Those are the people that we have to have the greatest integrity. It doesn't matter. Even if we got rid of all of them, we have the other people underneath running the country. The point is, we have to get health care reform.
See, this is the frustrating thing. You have just indicted everybody in government as being untrustworthy, and yet we've got to have these people fix health care for us. So, I mean, if everybody is like you, it's over. May as well shut this show down, shut down ABC Nightline, shut down the New York Times, shut down anybody that's trying to bring information, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that the people engage in this, and you've just said it. I haven't. You just said that everybody in here, everybody does it. Everybody's fraudulent. Everybody's deceitful. And it doesn't matter if they're in the White House or they're in Congress or if they're in a congressional staff. They're all a bunch of creeps. And we got to work hard on it. So you don't realize it, but there is a huge contradiction in that. And that's what I read in the newspapers over the weekend. Basically, as long as there's no war, and as long as I got a job, I want these people doing things for me. And I don't care about the details, and I don't care if they're liars, and I don't care if they're strangers to the truth, and I don't care if they'll try to deceive me to get what's done. I just want mine. We'll be back.
You're listening to the EIB Network.
You know, my good friends, I appreciate revolutionaries. In fact, I, Rush Limbaugh, am a revolutionary, and we have a sponsor which has, as I have done revolutionized my business, so have they revolutionized theirs. Snapple iced tea and natural beverages. Originally started as just a Northeast concern with about 10 or 11 states as their distribution. Never intended to see nationwide distribution, but then they made the fateful decision to advertise here on the EIB network, and now Snapple is the fastest growing beverage in America today. And you know why? Because it's good. It hasn't been promoted with phony PR. It hasn't been promoted with a bunch of things that it doesn't live up to. Snapple exceeds people's expectations. Diet iced teas, regular sugar sweetened iced teas, and natural beverages. Snapple, you've got to taste it. You've got to get it. Snapple is made from the best stuff on earth.
HB Systems at 2902 Central Heights Road in the Brent King Building is Goldsboro's coast-to-coast computer operation with complete business systems, hardware, and software. They offer installations all across the USA. HB Systems offers custom software design and programming, training and support, as well as networking or standalone operations. These systems are custom designed for your business, whether you operate a one-person business or a large business. They know computers. HB Systems, 2902 Central Heights Road, Goldsboro. Call 778-9795.
Hungry for lunch? Well, you need to head to Western Steer. Enjoy the daily lunch specials Monday through Friday from 11 to 4, starting at only $1.99. Western Steer's hamburger steak with baked potato or fries, toast, and a trip to the bakery is only $1.99. Western Steer also has other fine lunches and mouth-watering steaks that will make you come back for more. So when your stomach is growling and you're ready for lunch, come to Western Steer, located on Berkeley Boulevard across from Sears in Goldsboro.
You're searching for the best deal on a program car? Stop the search and head to Leith of Goldsboro today. Leith Chrysler, Plymouth, Jeep Eagle, and Leith Dodge Isuzu has a lot of great deals for you. Leith has reduced the prices and increased the selection of program cars. The Spirits and the Claims are on sale at Leith of Goldsboro, along with the ultimate family vehicle, the Dodge Grand Caravan program, for as little as $249 per month. Leith Chrysler, Plymouth, Jeep Eagle, and Leith Dodge Isuzu, Highway 70 West, Goldsboro. Tax tag and $138 dock fee or extra. Payments based on 20% down. Cash or crate for 60 months at 7.95 APR.
Beautiful sleepers on sale now at Jernigan Furniture. Jernigan Furniture offers an impressive collection of sleepers in traditional, transitional, and charming country styling. And in Jernigan Furniture, sleepers are ozone-friendly since all cushion material is produced without the use of CFCs. Get the sleeper of your choice in the style you like for only $7.99. Now at Jernigan Furniture, 2101 East Ash Street in Goldsboro. Open Monday and Friday nights till 9 for family shopping.
We go to the phones on the Rush Limbaugh program, the EIB Network. Scott in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. Welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you, Rush. Thank you very much for taking my call.
My pleasure.
I'd like to make a comment about the interviews that the First Lady did in the magazines this past weekend.
Yes.
She made, I guess what I feel is kind of an interesting non-judgmental statement in defending why Whitewater is in no way as egregious as Watergate. And her justification was, and I don't have the exact quote in front of me, but was, all people have to do is just take a look at what was at stake with the Watergate investigation, and you'll see that there's no comparison. And my point really is, what in fact was at stake with the Watergate investigation? Was it really, did Creep burglarize the DNC headquarters, et cetera, et cetera? No, I would suggest that what was at stake with that investigation was the credibility of the office of the presidency. And I guess I don't see why that's any different than this sort of an investigation.
Well, I think you have a good point. There are all kinds of differences that people are trying to cite about Watergate. But I can cite some that people say, there's no comparison, and in many ways they're right. For example, who made money in Watergate? Was there any allegation anybody was making big money? Any of the principals involved? Was there a dead body in Watergate?
Exactly.
The only person that died in Watergate was Mrs. Howard Hunt, and that was long after the fact, and it was natural causes.
I think Martha Mitchell died after the fact.
Right. In White Watergate, I mean, you've got, look at just the amounts of money I mentioned to you in one transaction. The Rose Law Firm getting a $400,000 fee. They got another fee for plea bargaining down a $3.6 million fine to $300,000.
Sure.
There's all kind. I mean, this is really the nub of it, I think, is while these people in the Clinton administration have rode into town on the high horse of moral superiority, claiming that they're going to clean up after all the greed and selfishness of the 80s, we are coming to learn that they were involved in the same kinds of pursuits that they accused others of being involved in.
Well, and I think that gets to the general hypocrisy of both the liberal perspective as well as a lot of the things that Democratic folks get involved in.
We're good people. We're better people. We shouldn't be slowed down by these little concerns because we're trying to save the world. We're doing the Lord's work and so forth. These are children of the 60s. And they were told back then that the moral future was theirs to define. That America was so skewed toward materialism. The establishment had so bastardized America that it was up to the young people of the 60s to go forth and be the moral conscience. And these people buy it. These people bought it. They think that's what they are. And as such, I think that there may be some truth. They may really be befuddled that anybody would be interested in any of this, because their mission is so honorable to them, and their purpose so lofty, that to dissuade them, or to steer them away, or to put obstacles in their way, why, how dare they? It's almost a let-them-eat-cake mentality that I think exists there. Orange, California. George, hello. Welcome to the EIB Network.
Terra Dittos, Rush, from behind the orange curtain.
Thank you, sir. Glad to hear from you.
Rush, I have to listen to the BBC in order to get any kind of objective reporting on the news in this country. And here we are supposed to have freedom of the press, and it's only a freedom of the liberal press. If you listen to Nightline tonight, you'll notice that they're only going to play those people who disagree or say that Whitewater Gate does not matter whatsoever. You won't hear my call or the other calls.
Oh, you don't know that.
Well, I've watched your program before when they've come in order to try to get an, quote, objective opinion of how the people feel in this country, and all I hear is the other side. It's always stacked against us. You know, with George Bush, he once said, read my lips, no new taxes, and on the basis of one mistake like that, we said, condemn the man, we'll never let him be president again. In comes Bill Clinton, who lies about everything, and everybody says, well, what do you expect from him, the truth? It's like the boy who cried wolf. You lie enough times, people say, hey, we expect that from the guy. Why should we even be concerned that he doesn't tell the truth? It's like a spin-off from another program. The original program, which was Watergate, everybody loved it. But when you have so many spin-offs, and that's all this is a spin-off of Watergate, people say, well, so what? I've seen this program. I don't care. And the press is going to look at this as, well, hey, we were the ones who put him in office. If we allow him to go down, we go down because it says we have no credibility. We put all our belief and trust in this guy. We built him up. And if he comes crashing down, so does our credibility.
See, I think that's where I agree with you about something, and that's why I think, and if so stated, that the New York Times is all over them now. The New York Times is creaming these people in their editorials, in their stories. It's long overdue, but it's
you know
happening.
why that
and
is,
don't
Rush.
forget, now you talked about ABC. Now this is another thing. I've got to be honest here. You don't have to listen to the BBC to find out what's going on in this. World News Tonight did 18 minutes on Whitewater. Their whole news show is 22 minutes. They spent 18 minutes on it one night.
Well, Nightline is definitely an exception, but if you watch especially the local press, Channel 2 down here, there's no such thing as the news. It's all commentary and editorializing in the tone of their voice, in the way that they present a program, and the majority of the people watch the local news. When they do watch the network news, they say, well, this is just a rerun of what we've already heard, and they're hearing simply a liberal slant to the whole thing.
I don't deny that. I mean, look, when you go case by case, I don't want to do it now because of time constraints, but I could sit here and I could tell you what I saw yesterday on TV and what I thought was liberal, what I thought was balanced, and I never see much conservative, but I could see what I thought was down the middle of the road and some obvious liberalism. But bottom line is that the news media is finally here. They're on this. And I think one of the reasons they are on it is because, in large part, many of them were very favorable toward the Clinton candidacy because they had a lot invested. They're of the same generation. Many reporters think that Clinton is one of them. And certainly the feminists think that Hillary is them. Hillary is their icon. And I guarantee you that they're cringing now, especially with Hillary. The feminists are in big trouble with her, and they know it. And so I think that one of the things that they're trying to do is not prop them up, but distance themselves a little bit from them in case there is something big that they overlooked. Clearly, you know, this was first raised in the spring of 1992. There are a number of things during the campaign that the dominant media simply chose to ignore. One of them was the character issue. They simply chose to ignore it for whatever reasons. And I think one of the reasons why most of the American people didn't seem to indicate they were bothered by any lack of character either. In fact, character didn't matter. Staying focused on the issues did. And that's really the point. I don't know how you can stay focused on the issues without being concerned about the character of the people addressing them. It just makes no sense to me. Never has. And so that's I think one of the salient points here that is finally being addressed. But you don't have to turn to the BBC any longer to get coverage of this. I understand that for a long time you did. For the longest time, it was not just the BBC, but it was the London print press that was divulging more information about what was going on with the Rose law firm and some Whitewater details and Vince Foster than anything you could learn in the U.S. media. Agree with you totally. They were late arriving, and they arrived scratching and screeching and complaining. But they're here. They are in this studio. Hello, Nightline camera. And we'll be back.
You're listening to the EIB Network.
I understand that a lot of you have now tried Juiceful's candy and have come to the realization that this is, in fact, the world's finest hard candy. All I can say is, I told you so. I've been telling my listeners about them for months now. Juicefuls come in perfect peach, sweet dark cherry, juicy mandarin orange, crisp green apple, and delicious red raspberry flavors.